All right, let's get into it. We're going to talk about how this really ancient and, frankly, powerful idea is popping up again in our modern world. Kind of hiding in plain sight is just another internet challenge. This is all about unlocking what you might call God mode for your own life, using principles that have been around for literally thousands of years. So let's just tackle the big question head on, right? Is No Nut November just a joke? Another internet meme that'll be gone in a year? Or is it actually a gateway to something way deeper? A kind of secret key to unlocking a level of focus and energy you didn't even know you had? And what's so fascinating is that this core idea, well, it isn't new at all. I mean, think about the playoff mentality, right? You see these elite athletes, they grow beards, they abstain from sex, they basically go into monk mode to get laser focused. And then, on the other side of the screen, you've got No Nut November. Now, they seem like they're from different planets, but they are built on the exact same foundation. This powerful, intuitive idea that holding back, that restraint, can be a direct source of fuel for peak performance. So why are so many people looking for this fuel in the first place? Well, a lot of them are trying to escape what you could call the gray man condition. You know, that feeling of being slept on, of just feeling ordinary. Like you're stuck in the opening credits of your own life, just waiting for the main story to finally kick in. It's this deep sense of untapped potential, and man, is it a powerful motivator for change. But to really, really understand what's going on here, we have to look back. I mean, way back. Because this is not some new age biohack. This is an ancient blueprint for building power from the inside out. If you look across cultures and across centuries, the idea is amazingly consistent. In ancient Taoism, for example, they viewed seminal fluid as jing. And this wasn't just, a fluid. It was the very essence of your life force, your vitality. They believed that preserving it was the key to a long, healthy life. Then you have the ancient Greeks, thousands of miles away, linking it directly to vitality and even brain power. And this isn't just ancient hocus pocus. Even as recently as the 20th century, you had social anthropologists seriously studying the connection between a society's sexual discipline and its creative output, its cultural energy. Let's just zoom in on one of those for a second. Aristotle. Yeah, that Aristotle, one of the greatest minds in history, he had this wild theory. He called semen a vital fluid. He thought it was the most refined, most potent form of nourishment the body could possibly create. And so he argued that losing it, especially when you're young, literally diverts precious resources that should be going toward building your body's strength and overall growth. And the benefits people saw weren't just physical. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, a guy who was, let's be honest, obsessed with power and will, he noticed this too. He wrote, "The feeling of power has so far mounted highest in abstinent priests and hermits." He saw a crystal clear line connecting sexual restraint to this overwhelming feeling of personal power. Okay, but this isn't just a bunch of philosophical musings. It's actually been studied on a massive scale. In 1934, a British anthropologist named J.D. Unwin published this huge study. He analyzed 80 different tribes and 6 major civilizations stretching back 5,000 years. And his conclusion was just stunning, and it's never been disproven. He found that every single time a society hit its cultural peak, it was immediately preceded by a period of really strict sexual discipline, usually absolute monogamy. And get this, there were 0 exceptions in 5,000 years of recorded history. 0. Okay, so the history is there, it's undeniable. But how does this inner engine actually work? What's the mechanism that turns holding back into focused, powerful action in our world today? Well, it all comes down to a concept you could call energy transmutation. The basic idea is that the biological energy your body sets aside for procreation is incredibly potent. Thinkers from the early 20th century even described it as containing the very essence of blood, nerve, and muscle. So instead of being spent, that energy is held onto and then consciously redirected. You transmute it. You turn it into fuel for your creative work, for building a business, or for smashing your goals in the gym. And this slide right here shows the modern science behind it perfectly. Think of it like this. When you're constantly hitting your brain with easy rewards, cheap dopamine, your brain's whole motivation system just gets worn out, blunted. It takes more and more stimulation to feel anything. Well, abstinence basically cuts off the supply of that cheap stuff, and this forces your brain's reward system to reset. All of a sudden, the satisfaction you get from a hard workout or from making real progress on a project, it feels amazing again. You're basically recalibrating your brain to find joy in meaningful goals. So how do you pour gasoline on this fire? A really powerful strategy is something called layered fasting. So you start with your foundational fast, let's say no nut November. But you don't just stop there. You immediately layer on another discipline, maybe a brand new fitness routine or a super clean diet. Now, the reason this is so crucial is because it prevents what's called retoxification. You know how you quit one bad habit only to find yourself doom scrolling on social media for 3 hours? That's retoxification. Instead, by layering, you create this incredible synergy where the discipline from one area fuels the other, and you just build this unstoppable momentum. And it's that momentum that lets you start unlocking what some people call God mode. And look, these aren't mystical secrets. They are biological cheat codes that are already built into your body, just sitting there waiting for you to activate them.
Okay, cheat code number 1, morning sunlight. And let me be really clear about this. This is not some gentle wellness tip. This is a biological command. Getting direct sunlight in your eyes within an hour of waking up sends a powerful signal straight to your brain. It slams the brakes on melatonin, the sleep hormone, and triggers a healthy cortisol spike that gives you that sharp focus and energy for the day. It is the master switch for your entire daily rhythm.
Cheat code number 2, optimize your sleep. Please stop thinking of sleep as just passive rest. It's an active, critical process where your body and brain get to work. It's when you lock in memories, repair your muscles, and supercharge your energy tanks for the next day. Seriously, think of it like installing the daily software update that your DNA is practically begging for. And cheat code number 3, you have to give all that retained energy a mission. It needs an outlet, or it's just going to stagnate and cause problems. So you channel it into 2 things. 1, building your physical body through tough exercise like calisthenics. And 2, executing with ruthless focus on your next big strategic move in your career, your business, your life. That energy has to go somewhere. You might as well direct it with purpose. And look, these are just the big 3. The upgrades keep coming. You can start removing toxins like processed foods and alcohol that just cloud your mind. You can hydrate properly, which literally makes your brain work better and gives you that physical glow. You can use tools like intermittent fasting for insane mental clarity or breath work to take direct control of your own nervous system. Each one of these is another lever you can pull to amplify your results and just crush whatever bottleneck is holding you back. Which really brings us to the most important point of all. This is about so much more than just white-knuckling it for 30 days. It's about using a challenge to build a whole new lifestyle. When you strip it all away, what's the real goal of all this discipline? It's actually beautifully simple. It's about becoming the kind of person that the 8-year-old version of you would look at and just think, wow, that person is awesome. It's about finally living up to that vision you had for yourself before the world told you to be realistic. And that right there is the real power here. It's what we can call the gateway effect. A 30-day challenge like No Nut November, that is not the destination. It's the launch pad. It is a catalyst that gives you that first taste of victory, that first jolt of confidence and energy you need to install powerful, priceless new habits that become a permanent part of who you are. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. A 30-day challenge, by its very nature, is temporary. It's going to end. The real question you should be asking yourself is this: what priceless practice, what new operating system for your life are you going to build on top of this foundation and install for good?